What's up, guys? So I'm playing Soraka support. Apparently, like, she is really broken and Graves is too. But, I have my doubts because, like, if the mechanics of you or your opponent, or I mean, you or your allies suck balls, then it doesn't matter. And right now, it looks like my Graves really does suck at this game, just based off his movement. So I'm a bit skeptical, but I've seen, I've seen a lot of footage and been in a lot of games right now because it's preseason, season 6. And I'm not gonna lie, like, Graves does look quite broken if you can play him well. Like, his damage output should be incredible. And Soraka, how she's broken is because of the mastery changes. Apparently, there's some broken masteries right now. Um, and apparently one of them is that, like, each time... Oh, fuck. Each time I auto attack someone, what ends up occurring is basically I get +3 gold. And usually that's supposed to, like, reset like every like 5 seconds, but the cooldown timer is so fucking low that, like, I could just keep autoing. The problem is with, like, Leona, it's kind of tough. Oh, fuck. It's tough to do that because then you'll die like so. So that's not good. Fuck. She made the right decision to do that shit. Oh, fuck. Now we're behind. Having said that, though, I've looked at the masteries, and Soraka should be broken. According to the masteries, there's a lot of things that allow her healing to scale to an incredible extent. Now, what I mean by this is there's a mastery right now, and apparently it's going to get hotfixed soon. So hopefully we're going to try and exploit it. The basic idea is, and again, you can legally exploit it. Like, they acknowledged it, but they just haven't fixed it yet. They haven't patched it. So the general idea behind this is, the central idea is there's a few masteries that the first one, it increases healing on your allies by like a decent percentage, like 5% or something like that, 5 to 15%. And then there's another mastery to stack on top of that that increases your max cooldown reduction to 45%. Now you can imagine that's pretty broken, right? And to stack on that, there's a decent amount of masteries that pretty much allow you to, for lack of a better word, it allows you to increase your allies' magic resist and armor, as well as there's a bunch of masteries that, like, dramatically increase your base heal reduction. And on top of that, there's a mastery that each time your ally kills a minion, you get 5 GP. And then there's another mastery, again, that I mentioned already, that, like, each time you basic attack someone, you get 3 GP. Like, these, if you stack all these on top of each other, this is just broken. Like, look right now, like, every time he gets a CS, every time he kills a CS, I mean, I get 5 GP. And then each time I basic attack, which unfortunately, based off this lane, I can't do consistently because I'm laning versus Leona, and then she'll just go all in on me and I'll die again. But other than that, like, fuck this Leona. Okay, let's kill these motherfuckers. I baited that on purpose. I think she flashed that. So as you can see, look, each time, +5 GP. And I'm telling you, the heal is just ridiculous on Soraka. Like, it comes up every 2.77 seconds. And once I get CDR, once I get 45% CDR, it's going to be even more broken. The problem with heal is now Riot has made it so that it takes 10% of your max HP each time that occurs. Now, to counteract this, basically what people usually do is they buy HP, but now what kind of mitigates this is the masteries. So there's basically two masteries that increase your base heal regeneration by a decent amount. It's not broken, but it's decent, and I think it's good enough for you to like not die. What happened before is like if you do like three or four heals, you've literally like chunked your HP to like from 100% to maybe 40 or less percent, and then because you're already so squishy, they just simply focus you and you die, which is very frustrating. But now it's a little bit better. On top of that, it again, as I've mentioned before, you get 4 gold each time a minion dies, 5 gold each time your ally kills a minion. And then because I'm gonna be a little cocky here. I'm pretty good at Soraka. Like I know I just died, but like I know like small things you can do with Soraka that are just like it's broken. Like let's say you don't need to use your ultimate in lane. What you can do is if you see a 1v1, you can ult right before your ally kills the enemy, and then you get a free assist and get like additional gold at no cost to your ally, and it's one of those subtle things, and you only do it when you don't need to use ult in your lane. I probably do in this case, and in addition to that, you only do it when it's a pure 1v1. So if your ally is, oh shit, fuck this. Fuck this bullshit. Get fucked. I'm telling you, Soraka's broken. Look, he's already full HP again. You have to focus me, otherwise, like, the secret to defeating a Soraka is simply to focus the Soraka first. If you let her sit in the back and heal, she can literally put up, especially late game, I'm telling you, I can put up probably 6,000 health healing in under like a few seconds. Like literally, that's why I think she's broken as fuck. And like it just gets worse and worse. And what makes her even more broken right now is because of the preseason masteries that like ridiculously improve healing. There's this maxed out mastery at the bottom of the utility tree, which is the middle tree, and if you select it, it's something like, you know, increases your heals on allies by 15% plus armor and magic resist, and it like resets like every 2 seconds, something broken. And then there's another in the tree on the right, and that one's also kind of broken. The basic idea behind that one is it's not as broken, but it pretty much just gives armor and magic resist. What makes Soraka so broken is because in addition to all that, there's additional masteries that just make it like even worse. Like for instance, again, each time I auto attack a ally, I get 3 GP. Each time my my ally kills a minion, plus, you know, 5 GP and then plus 6 GP and plus 7 GP as you level up, and then, you know, all sorts of ridiculous shit. Like I've pretty much mentioned them all. I just keep re-emphasizing them because they're so broken. Look, I could just go up to him, plus 3 GP. Like that's so broken, and you know, plus 7 each auto. Broken. And then my base health regeneration, like it's just going up like crazy. Broken. And then when I'm laning Warrior Graves, who's also broken in his own ways, it's just like, it's over. The lane is over. He's 4-0. It just gets worse. And I'm not even trying yet. Like, if a team fight were to go on for a decent amount, like, this guy can take, at least currently at level 8, maybe like 2,000 damage, and I can heal it up, and he'll be full HP again. I'm telling you, it's just broken. I'm going to use this as best I can. It's probably not as broken as I think it is, because again, like, this has happened multiple times before, and I've been still stuck at silver, because I don't know why it's not as broken as I think. But nonetheless, I love it. I love it. I think it's really broken. Oh shit. saved his life. Like I said, broken. And then like he has Mundo has healing too. So once he gets his Spirit Visage and he uses his ult, it's just healing, stacking on healing, stacking on healing. So Spirit Visage increases healing on yourself by like 15%. Mundo's heal ult is already broken. Like it's like literally you get all your health back in the shortest of time. Then you have Soraka just healing you even more. And from there it's just like, see, I just saved his life again. Plus my ult moves faster towards people in need of healing. Broken. It's busted. Is it truly that busted? No, it's not, because I mean, let's just be frank. What can I say? The amount of healing you can do, it's not that much currently, because like if you don't have much health, it's just gonna sap you right now. So I'm thinking about building like base health items. Like I need a Warmogs. Like without a doubt, I need a Warmogs. Oh shit. Are they starting Dragon? I have to figure out what the heck they're doing. They didn't start Dragon, I don't think so. Katarina's close by though. I think she's right there. See here. Why are they staying here? I don't get it. They're trying to bait her out, I think, but I don't think it's gonna work. Oh, here we go. Shit. Fuck. Katarina's broken too, I guess. I don't know. Katarina, she like right now the meta is like super snowbally. Like most games end within 20 minutes, which is ridiculous. So because of that, like Katarina is definitely like a snowball champion. Like the more deaths, the more kills you get, the stronger you get, which just makes you get more kills. So long story short, because of that, like she's really strong is what I'm basically trying to say. And honestly, this Graves, like he's 5-1 because Graves is broken, not because he's good. Like it's probably the same for me. That's probably why I'm feeding as Soraka. Like you can tell he's making a lot of stupid mistakes. Like he literally just like he got killed, and oh, they got it. And in addition to that, like this was before I started recording. Like at level 1, he literally like stood here and he moved in and out of the brush, right? And he literally tried to auto attack Vayne like 10 times, and Vayne got him like 10 times. And he got Vayne like once. It was very frustrating. Like this guy, I don't know what the hell he's doing. He's only doing well because Graves is broken right now. Graves' win rate is like ridiculous right now. I'm gonna push up a bit. I'm gonna go ahead and ward here. There goes the turret. Get him, get him. What the fuck? He lagged out. Let's see what this guy does. I don't think he knows what he's doing. Oh, he's roaming mid. I think that's a stupid move. Well, maybe not. The jungler's missing. Dead. Also, as Soraka, her silence can be very, very effective if used right. It's an AoE silence that pretty much, you literally cap the damage for a decent amount of time on any anyone who's pretty much, very dangerous based off only her ability power. So if you're facing an Ari, a Katarina, maybe even a Leona, you're able to cap that damage quite, quickly for the critical time period during team fights. And what that basically means is like if a Katarina comes in and like she can clean up the entire fight if she just uses her spells, her shumpos at the right time and just go da-da-da-da-da-da. If you silence her correctly, and it's a area of effect silence that lasts for 1.5 seconds, which is a long time. If you can do that, what that'll lead to is, oh shit, she just got 2 kills. What that will essentially lead to is basically, you're silencing her from doing that, snowball damage. Now what can I say? The bigger issue with some of this is that, I don't think it's enough. Like, our team just sucks ass. Like, we're just being rocked back and forth. So, I don't like where it's going, and I don't know what to do about it. Like, on my own, I have like no damage. I'm truly like a support type champion, and our team is just like literally like this Graves. He just spent like at least 5 seconds at base. And this is why games end in like 2 minutes now, or 20 minutes. Because if you ace your opponents, you literally get 2 towers off of it. Now, ideally I should be snowballing really hard because literally like I get 7 gold per minion that dies. Like that's broken as fuck. Like before the season, you don't get any gold if a minion dies, if your ally kills a minion. So I'm literally getting like incredible amounts of gold, and I think it only works for laning minions, but nonetheless, like that's broken as fuck. So I think one of the reasons why I think this game's like we shouldn't have won is because first off, this Graves, I don't think he's applying pressure right. He doesn't know how to snowball, and when he does get kills, he makes really like obvious bronze level mistakes that gets himself killed. For me, arguably I've done the same twice, so I'm not one to talk. As far as the rest of the team, like I think they're also making like really stupid mistakes, like bronze level mistakes, like just rush mid, like stuff like that, and they don't count. So what I mean by they don't count is they don't think to themselves, okay, there's 3 of us, there's 2 enemies mid, but the rest of the enemies are missing. If I just keep pushing up mid, I might be facing like 1,000,000 enemies, and it'll become a 3v5 because the rest of my team is elsewhere, and like, fuck. And so long story short, they don't count, which leads to shit like this happening. The reason why I still stuck with them is because I know my damage, and as a support, like you have to help your teammates. So regrettably, you have to follow them around a bit. So it's kind of like unfortunate, like this bullshit happens. As a carry, I think you can sort of manipulate that because it's a high. It happens all the time, like every single game at Silver. These retards, they'll just run mid. Like they will literally just run. They'll run mid. And what that pretty much causes is, like they don't count. So if you ever see like it's usually speaking 1 to 3 people running mid. If you see under 3 and then you know where the other team is, and you see like a favorable exchange, because what they'll usually do, and this is basically what this Garen just did and still doing, is he will run mid. He'll just on his own run straight mid and keep pushing mid until he meets an enemy, and then he'll just attack. And then like if more enemies show up than he can handle, he just says, oh shoot, and then he'll run backwards. And sometimes because he's run forward so much, like he gets overwhelmed and he can't run away fast enough. But in solo queue, you can exploit that by essentially just like, again, he's done it again. And then like another funny thing he'll do is like he'll ping for assistance. Like 9 times out of 10, he's the reason why he got caught, and then he'll ping for assistance. This always happens in solo queue. At least at this elo he does. He'll ping for assistance, right? And when he does, like if he gets it, he'll be like, "Oh, you finally showed up." And then if he doesn't, he'll be like, "Stupid noob, why didn't you help?" And it's like, dude, you're the reason why you got caught in the first place. Like, so long story short, long story short, one of the big things you can do is count first off. And what I mean by count is, look at team fights and see, well, where are my enemies? Where are all 5 of my enemies? Are they missing in action? Like I don't know where they are on the map. Could they all of a sudden show up? Where are my allies? And just count. Is it a 1v4? Is it a 2v3? Is it a 3v5? Is it a 1v5? Like these things are very important, and not a lot of people do this in my elo. Now again, there's probably a lot of reasons why I'm still stuck at this elo, but that's one of those things I do understand quite well, and I think the reason I do is because I've played thousands of games. It's one of those things like you pick up based off game experience, versus let's say other things that you can pick up much quicker, that maybe I don't have, like mechanics or just like general map awareness, stuff like that. So right now Katarina is just like, she's broken right now, and if she knows what she's doing, what she should seek to do is end the game as fast as possible. So apply pressure, take objectives, and end it, because the current meta is snowball. Like the games end within 30 minutes. So I think what she should do really is seek fights and basically seek objectives, because they will win in team fights because they're ahead, and therefore she should force us to make tough decisions. Things like, okay, should we give up Baron or should we shit, this is stupid. Why start Baron? Like this is like another retarded move that Silver makes. Like essentially what should be done is we should not even be Baroning because we're behind, and they should be forcing a tough decision, which pretty much means we will lose in a 5v5 fight. Therefore, Katarina's team wants to start Baron. By doing so, they either get Baron or they force a fight that they will win and get kills off of. Unfortunately, what happens in solo queue in Silver is like retards like Garen, they don't think. So they just right click. They're just like roaming. Oh, there's a big worm here. Let's just take it. So like he did before, like he's doing now, he's rushing mid, like straight up rushing mid. And he's taunting them even though he's really behind. Now, what he should do is like think. Like you shouldn't, first off, you shouldn't taunt if you're so behind and you're losing, and you should stop rushing mid. And also, like, he also went straight to Baron and started attacking it. It's like, no, you don't even want to start something like that if you can help it. Shit, I'm busy. I can't talk. Now, another huge thing is healing and protecting the right person. So whether you are a support or whatever else you are, that's quite important, because guess what? Some of your teammates, like this Garen, like Mundo, they suck ass at this game. So if you're healing the person who has no mechanics and just sucks ass at the game, guess what's going to happen like 9 times out of 10? They're going to feed, and even if they survive, they don't know what to do, and they're going to die. So in that team fight, I specifically chose to heal the one person I thought had impact, which is Graves. And Graves, he can do damage. He's pretty broken. Even if you suck at the champion, you can still do ridiculous amounts of damage. So I used my broken healing to, long story short, get ahead. That's pretty much it. Yeah. So my other big thing is, yeah, as you can tell, what's her name? Katarina's pretty fed. So my other big thing would be silencing Katarina at the optimal time. Now, right now, if Katarina's good, all she has to do is literally jump in at any time she wants and ult. Because guess what? We have close to no hard CC. So that's like the bane of every Katarina's existence. Trust me, I used to play a ton of Katarina. Her worst counter is Leona. Like you jump in there and you just get stunned, and you die before you could do any damage. So, like this is almost the optimal type of team comp she wants to fight against because there's no hard CC. So she can just go in there and just deal massive damage. Oh my god, fuck this retarded Garen. Like what the fuck are you trying to do? Shit, this guy sucks ass. Did you see that? Did you guys see that? Like that's the bullshit I have to deal with. He just right clicks, goes in 1v5. Like are you like that guy's literally like he's either elo boosted or like and this is my theory. This has been my theory for a long time. Maybe it's not, but I do think there's a certain thing as elo hell. Like these fucking retards. I gotta stop cursing and blaming others. The point is, one thing I'm trying not to do is like blame others. Like, sure, you're gonna get jokers like that Garen in the game. What are you gonna do about it? Like, you can't help it. So, long story short, I'm trying to work at stop blaming my team, no matter how bad they are, because guess what? They're bad. So, the best thing I can do is work on myself. Now, if they're smart, what they're gonna do is they will go for me first. Like, let's just be frank. They will go for me first because I'm the squishiest and I can do... if I die first, like, my team has, like, close to no chance. I think what he did... Okay, shit. I think what Garen just did was he intentionally fed and then he just went AFK. God damn it. So I think it's over, guys. I truly think it's over. If Riot would please ban this guy, I would love it. But I mean, this shit happens like every 2 games nowadays. It's ridiculous. Like you get this retard who just like leaves the game, you know, goes AFK, feeds, and then goes AFK, rage quits. It's the most retarded thing ever, and it happens even more now because of guess what? Like most games they end in 20 minutes, and it's retarded. And then like, you know, my team, we don't want to give up, so we keep going at it, and this bullshit happens. Like fuck it. Again, I'm trying to be positive now. I'm trying not to say any of that stuff. Let's just play. Let's just you know, stay on positive attitude. But honestly, like this game is really pissing me off now. I'm kind of sick of solo queue. I'm actually thinking about quitting League. Like fuck this shit. Honestly, like this is no fun anymore. It's just bullshit like this happening every game. Don't even try. Don't even try and steal. You're just gonna die. There goes our damage. Graves just died. Garen's AFK. Like that's it. That's it, boys. I'm surrendering. That should have been game. I don't know why Katarina was top. Like, he should have just ended it there. This is the bullshit you have to deal with at this elo. Like, this Graves. Or this Garen. It's tough to, it's tough to carry as a support. Alright, that's it, guys. That's the game.